On today's episode of Watch Chair Go, we are here in the warehouse with Gabe and his foot.
Hey, it works.
Yeah, you got rid of your Kanye boot.
I couldn't pull it.
You went from high fashion to standard fashion again. Let's work on the Saturn Sky Redline. What is going on, guys? I am Watch Chair Go, and like I said, I'm here with Gabe, who is now bootless, back to the tennis shoes, and walking around again. So he's here because the sky has been down for how many months?
Yes, July, I think.
Oh, July? I was gonna say 4 months. That's an insane amount of months. Yeah. Oh, wow. So anyway, this thing blew up. Sometime after we did the big turbo kit, it has a ton of miles on it.
It's not that bad. 160.
Okay, I was gonna say 50, but yeah, 160 sounds right.
Yeah.
And it made some good power. It was much faster.
It was a lot of fun.
And then the engine just gave up. And it's within that, like, timing chain needs replaced on these because of the tensioners, and the water pump needs replaced. And we decided this time doing it all because the turbo is going back to get new turbo seals put in it. Because if you start it, I'd love to start it, but the battery's dead from sitting for 7 months, I guess. It will smoke out this whole shop in like 3 seconds. I mean, absolute whiteout, so much oil burning in the exhaust. Within seconds, it will just smoke this place out. And it stays in here for hours.
Yeah.
Like last time, we couldn't see for like a day almost.
Yeah. It took a day. We had all the doors open.
We had all the doors open.
Fans blowing, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, man. So,
but you haven't had any issues with bugs. So
that's true.
That's cool.
It's a good old, the mosquito sky.
Yeah.
Today, let's rip this thing apart and see how far we can get into it. We got to get the turbo off, obviously, get that shipped back, and while we're doing that, we can go through everything else on the engine and figure out if there's any issues. If you guys have ever seen how to change the battery on your Saturn Sky, you have to pull this side piece off. It's just kind of a big plastic sail panel there, and there's a few fasteners in it. Gabe's gonna pull them out right now, and we'll slide the battery out the side. Kind of interesting.
Yep. For what it's worth, though, it makes it easier to get a hold of all that stuff because you get closer.
It does, so yeah, that's for sure.
That's not a bad thing.
A couple fasteners on the bottom too, isn't it?
I have no idea. Probably.
So the sail panel is off. We had to lift the car up a little bit to get it out from under the lift there. There's a little bit of a tab, and now the battery can slide out of here. Sort of slide out of here.
Sure it can.
I think that other little bar has to come out.
This might.
Yeah. That looks like it looks like you created a welder if that battery was live.
If it were live, that would be a lot of fun.
This battery, hey, what's going on, man? This battery is at like 1 volt, and it was on the charger all night long, so it's definitely gone.
All right, I'm gonna take that thing off because
it's definitely in the way. Hopefully this works.
Hey.
Oh, okay, cool. Now you got tons of room. I'll hold this. You grab the battery.
All right. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that's just a normal, simple battery install. No big deal. Parking lot stuff.
Yeah, I was just thinking this would suck.
Yeah,
if you,
especially if it was cold.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, what a nightmare. First things first, the intake's coming back off here. This is the charge side of the turbo. And Gabe's popping off the T-bolt clamp to hold the charge on there. Oh, you already got those ones loose too.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, I loosened those.
Awesome. This is going to come apart quick now that you know the drill from last time.
Yeah, no more guesswork on this one.
Yeah. Super fast.
Super fast.
Anyway, our goal here is to separate the turbo today, get that in a box, and ship it back to Arizona. And hopefully that gets turned around quickly so we can start putting this thing back together once everything else is done on the car.
And of course, our guys at RPM Motorsport want to make sure that they can see what happened. The turbo's still under warranty and everything, so they're curious as to why it failed.
Very odd.
As are we.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
We look forward to finding out why. And Mike, we appreciate all your support, brother. Thank you very much. Love these clamps. Not really.
Are you trying to say love that chicken from Popeyes?
I don't remember the last time I had Popeye's chicken. I'm sorry.
So we got the 2 bolts off of the charge elbow there, and there's not a bunch of oil in here.
It's dry.
I mean, like trace oil. So that's not where this oil is coming from. That's for sure.
This is definitely from where it was blowing up over here and just dripping around.
Oh yeah, there is just oil everywhere.
Yeah. Because you look at the valve cover, it's saturated
everywhere. Well, there's a little bit of oil right there.
Yeah.
Some trace oil.
Let's see. Yeah.
It's actually a little...
Again, it's just around the seal, inside, dry.
Sure is. Let's check the inside of the charge pipe. Nothing. Like dry. Weirdly, there's a bunch of oil around it. But we keep going, keep tearing into it. So we just wiped out the actual intake boot into the turbo. How is this is from the air cleaner? Right. There's much metal in all of this oil is what's blowing my mind. Like this is a gray silver.
Oh yeah, no, it's shiny.
It's full of metal. How? Where's it coming from?
I want to know.
This car is blowing my mind right now. It's even blowing oil back up through the intake just a little bit up by the map. Yeah, like
oh dude,
that's oil.
Hold on, let me get your police security.
Get the police security.
Police security light here.
That's
that should not.
That's
happen.
also oil. It's not still again not terrible, but it shouldn't happen. It should not be blowing oil back all the way up into the filter. Yeah, it's definitely flopping, but even better, I can see the compressor wheel. Here, I think you can almost see it.
You can hear it.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's like flopping a quarter inch. It's gone.
Can you see inside that?
Yeah, you can.
Oh my goodness!
You see it moving? Just a little hint of the wheel.
Shine that light directly in there. See if you can.
I'm trying. You can see it though. I mean, it moves a solid quarter inch. So
we found the culprit.
The turbo. Well, with our metallic discovery, we struck silver, kind of the worst kind of silver.
There's silver in them hills.
We get to keep going. All right, so we'll pop the beauty cover off, and while Gabe's getting the turbo off, I'm about to crawl inside this thing and pull coil packs and everything else off of this so we can do compression and leak down, make sure this engine's still okay.
But now you're not?
I stay ready, man. You know I keep that thing on me. Everybody's just like, no you don't. All right, we got the blanket off. The keep the engine quiet blanket. Let's put our oil fill cap back.
Why? Why bother?
Well, you know, I don't need to pull the valve cover yet. Coil's coming out. Pull our plugs out of here, and then I'm gonna have to get some battery power for this thing because we need to crank it over for sure. So far, no leaks. I would hope. I think we did a valve cover gasket at some point on this. I did. You did.
I don't remember.
Who knows?
I know you did the cam solenoids and stuff.
Oh yeah. How's the turbo fan going? Is it a turbo fan?
Oh man.
Wow. Those spark plugs are in there. Have we done spark plugs on this? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. We've done so many
things. Should be out.
I'm so glad that you're having the easy time here with that.
Wow. These are solid black. Solid black with carbon buildup and stuff on them, like debris on the bottom of the plug.
That's impressive.
I'd say the electrode still looks good, the strap still looks good, but the gap's huge.
Well, I've got new spark plugs, so.
Oh, these are OEM. Look at the Corona stain, AC Delco. These have been in there since it was new.
I guess that answers the question.
There's the answer. Those are original spark plugs. Well, I do have some encouraging, uplifting content for the day. The oil looks great. It actually looks brand new. So, did we change the oil when we
did change the oil.
Okay, so it looks perfect.
It should look good.
Not like a dark brown, no hints of metal. I'd say the oil's great.
Let me see it.
Get you a new dip. I'm just gonna put that back. I don't know why I did that.
Before we do this leak down test, we're just gonna take off the rest of the junk here on the downpipe / cat. And we just got the last bit of that, the O2 sensor off, and this sucker is completely coated in oil. It is, it is nasty. Oil soaked.
There's some oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably gonna need new O2.
Probably.
Go ahead and crank it. Let's see. Watch it still not crank even with a battery in there. All right, so
I might be just slightly disappointed if that. No, this is much better already.
Yeah, okay. What?
Nothing.
Is the clutch in? Okay. 170 is insane. 170 cold. Obviously, we can't warm this engine up. If it runs at all, we'd have, well, issues.
It definitely gave Weston a run for his money when he was in here doing the burnouts.
This is, it rivals the smoke stain with the exhaust.
Yes.
160. That's pretty pretty big change there to cylinder 3.
Yeah.
We'll keep going here. 170 out of 2. All right, number 1. What do we got? At least 170 again instantly. And then we can lift this thing up. We had to do all this before we finished getting the turbo out. Obviously, the turbo has oil lines connected to it, and cranking it would have just puked oil everywhere. Wouldn't have been good for the shop, or good for the engine, really.
Or the environment.
I don't know, the environment probably doesn't care in here.
No.
Okay, Gabe's gonna give the starter a little bump. We should see the piston pull down into the cylinder there, so we might get a better look at the walls.
All right, ready?
Yep, go for it. Oh, stop. You're about halfway now.
Go again?
No.
Right.
You're good. Camera's already in the cylinder. There, we've got a good shot. The cylinders look pretty wonderful there. Great crosshatch. The valves are up there at the very top. We're looking opposite. So there's the valves. They look like they're sealing. I mean, obviously I don't have a real picture, but I don't see anything wrong.
Well, you know, I take care of my car, feed it Flintstone vitamins and stuff.
Do you? You make sure it's all...
Yeah, it's
I think it needs the adult ones with this kind of mileage, not the Flintstone.
I'm committed.
You're committed? All right, so we're on cylinder 3, and our leak down is about 10 PSI at 50. I need to turn it up. The air compressor is kind of... All right, let's get some more air in the air compressor. Time for our leak down, hooking up our air source here. We got about 60 PSI in. Yeah, and 50 PSI on the leak down, which is like way low. Let's put this at 90. Okay, 90 on our inlet. And 75, call it 75. You could definitely hear something pushing past a little bit, like if you listen to the, maybe right over there. Let's see, was it the oil fluid? Is it?
Yeah.
It is. So we went ahead and moved on to cylinder 4. 3 seemed like quite a bit of leakage. We were seeing about 15%. So now here we are again, going back to 90 PSI, 91, 90. And again, 72 with the same amount of blow-by.
Where's that coming from?
Oh, it'd be the rings. It's coming out of here. We've got our TDC finder in here.
Old faithful.
Old faithful. Works every time until it's a V8. 4 cylinders for the win. Almost there. Okay, moving on to cylinder 2. Let's turn our regulator back down. 80, 90, again 70. Interesting. Okay, going back up to our 90. The valves are open. Yeah, we're not there. We need to run around a full revolution. Try number 2. Here we go. Let's see if we got it this time. Oh! Are you okay?
Yeah.
We had it for a second until it pushed it on over. There, now we're holding, aren't we?
Yep.
Cool, cool. All right, coming up to the 90. 90. And we're at 70 again.
Cool.
Across the board.
Failure.
It's all the same, so that's better than one cylinder that's hurt.
There we go.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Equal failure.
This probably is right for, you know, a GDI engine with a bunch of miles on it and a turbo that's, who knows? It's probably okay.
Yeah.
So after our compression and leak down tests, I'm not really worried about the engine anymore. I think it's okay.
So on the plus side, I don't have to worry about, you know, rust.
You don't. Yeah, you've fully oiled the undercarriage the way you're supposed to.
It's a well-oiled machine.
With linseed oil?
Yes.
No. So there's a lot of oil down here. Literally drips forming on the bottom of the exhaust and stuff like that. We're gonna keep ripping this thing apart and find more oil, I would assume. So we can start there at the cat and just keep right on chugging.
Yep. So I forgot how to take this thing out. You have to do the whole twisty turny, lefty loosey, righty tighty, whatever else you're gonna do. But anyway, cat and down pipe is out, and it is absolutely slathered.
You found a 5-gallon bucket of oil?
Man, I tell you what.
Let's take a gander here. That is wet. Very wet. Can we see inside the honeycomb? At least everything's intact. Cat looks good.
Yeah.
It'll burn off.
Yeah, it'll burn off. It was nice and wet in there.
Cool. It's so much oil.
Yep.
Well, we're done with our delicious Mexican lunch.
That was a delicious Mexican lunch.
It's pretty good.
It was awesome.
So
it's nice to be so close to Mexico.
we go there in cars,
Yeah,
we eat there down the street.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are back, and it's time to finish ripping everything off the top of the turbo. Everything's off the bottom already. But Gabe found oil. We struck gold.
Dude.
So much oil in the exhaust, it would blow you guys' mind. There is like a puddle of oil like that sitting in the exhaust under the Cat. So it's had a little bit of oil going through here.
She's a thirsty girl.
All right, let's finish ripping this thing apart. Oil lines, coolant lines, all that good stuff is coming off, but most of it is off. So it's really just the 2 upper mounts and the lines.
Yep.
All right, we've got the turbo out, and now we got to get this oil return line off of here. That should just pops right off. Modern tools. Modern tools for modern problems.
Right.
Well, there's not a bunch of oil sitting there. Ooh, all this oil's pouring out of the turbo. Look at that puddle. You can see like the glimmery silver metal in that.
Aha! You got your police.
Look at that.
Oh, not your police light.
No.
Yeah.
That's metal. Look at that's the metal we were seeing everywhere else. That anti-seize looking metal.
Yeah.
So how's everything looking? I mean, the hot side looks okay, and it seems like
if you look in here,
compressor side just self-destructed.
The compressor side, the fins are bent.
Yeah.
So it was obviously colliding with the side of it.
Well.
And then, right.
And it has tons of play side to side.
Right. So you can spin this one this way.
The compressor
and this
wheels
one can go
spin
this way
independently
of each other.
That's funny.
Yeah. And yeah, that.
I think it's a tapered shaft and it's pressed on, and then the nut goes on.
Yeah.
And that's why, and it just backed off and self-destructed somehow.
Yeah, it's pretty
gone.
Pretty sad state, really.
What's funny is if we can look down in there, I think you can. The whole shaft's moving. I mean, just in and out a ton. That's a broken looking turbo right there. I know it's hard to see, but yeah, I guess we wrap it up in some plastic, get it in a box, and get it shipped back.
Get it on. Yep.
Cat sure survived. Everything else seemed like it survived, and I think the engine's fine too. So
yeah,
let's get this done.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it. We haven't found any issues. We haven't found like a clogged return line or anything like that. You can actually see light through it, no problem.
Yeah.
It's oiling, definitely oiling, because all the oil like went into the turbo and then stayed in the turbo. It went through the exhaust. So, oh yeah, the hot side is just soaked.
Yeah.
I guess we didn't really show you guys the hot side very well, but I mean, it's just full of oil, and you can totally see the. Yeah. Let's see, is the.
Yeah, no, that works fine.
Gate's fine. Yep. Everything seems fine. Just it died.
It broke.
Oh well. Well. We've got a lot of work coming up on this car, as you can see by the giant pile of parts, water pump, belts. What else you got in here? Motor mounts, everything. Oh, a timing chain. I see a Cloy's box in there.
Yep.
One of each for the Sky Redline. So we've got a lot of work coming up where we finish going through this whole engine, getting it really ready to go. And I think the engine's in good shape after all of our testing today.
Yes.
So.
Very scientific.
Very scientific.
Very.
But hey, turbo's out. We're going to box that up right now and get it shipped back. Hopefully you get a turbo in like a week or so, and by then we should have this engine all back together, ready to get you back on the road.
Word.
Plus I sold this Honda.
That's true.
I did steal it back. I was like, hey man, I need my car. So Gabe's down to no cars for a little bit, or a Fiat, or a Durango, or whatever. Grab something. All right, that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchtrgo.com for cool shirts just like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I'll talk to you next time.
Subscribing makes you feel good.
I looked down, I was like, I have my shirt on.
Hey, I've got my shirt.
I didn't even know.
You know, I got a shirt too.
Oh, that's a cool shirt.
Thank you.
I got the sticker, actually, laying right over there, the same one.
Oh.
Yep. Put it on this.
I think it goes in the man van.
Man van.
Yes.
All right. Well, more Saturn tomorrow.